Hi everyone, I'm Kévin, and I'm a Chrome Enterprise Partner Sales Engineer based in France. In this part, we are going to take a look at the Chrome device enrollment process. We will see together who to create a trial Google domain, who to enroll a Chromebook, and we will provide you a lot of details about the zero-touch enrollment process. The enrollment process for Chrome Enterprise is very simple. First of all, you need to create a Google trial tenant, except if the customer already has one for Google Workspace, for instance. Then boot the device, connect the Chromebook to a network and accept the user agreement. Then Chrome OS will check if an update is available or not. And finally, when you have access to the authentication step, press Ctrl-Alt+E to access enrollment dialog and enroll. So, how to create your Chrome Enterprise free trial access? The first step is to go to the following URL, g.co/Chrome Enterprise account. From this page, you will need to fill out contact information, but be careful. The email address cannot be a corporate email that match with the domain requested. System will return an error. Then select Use my home domain name by default and add the name of your domain. Add a primary administrator username, and finally you can add partner details if you want. With this trial access, you will have access to the Google Admin Console, and you will have access to 50 Chrome Enterprise Upgrade licenses, so you can manage up to 50 devices, including kiosk, for 30 days. You can enroll devices, configure settings, and apply policies to users and devices. Once you have completed the trial form and you have access to the Google Admin Console, another important step is the domain verification. So why this is an important step? Firstly, you must verify your home domain to ensure that no one else is using it for Google services without your permission, but above all, you need a domain to manage devices running Chrome OS and users in the Google Admin Console. It's only after this verification step that you can start using the Google services available through your Chrome Enterprise Upgrade licenses. Note that if you don't want to use your home domain, you can get a provided domain from the trial form. For example, the provided domain name, which you choose, is in the form mybusinessname.deviceadmin.goog. Now, let's go to see a video about how to verify your domain.
Domain verification is important to ensure that your Chrome Enterprise Management capabilities are available and unlocked. In this video, we're going to show you how to verify your domain. As you can see, the Chrome devices icon is grayed out. The next steps will unlock this tile. After logging in, navigate to the Google Admin Console homepage. On the top left, you see Setup Admin Console. Click here to get started. Go ahead and select Click Here. You're going to find lots of helpful information and even a video to get you going to help you verify your domain. Go ahead and click Next. Locate your DNS provider in the drop-down menu, and unique instructions will appear based on your selection. In this case, the DNS provider was not listed, and Other was selected. After selecting Other, a random string of text will be generated by the Google Admin Console. You or your DNS admin must paste this text string into your DNS provider's console as a new TXT record. This allows the Google Admin Console to link to the domain. Propagation could take 30 minutes to a few hours, depending on your DNS provider. Once the DNS entry has been propagated, click Verify. And that's it. You have now successfully verified your domain. It may take a few minutes or up to a half hour for all systems to sync. Navigate back into your admin console and click on Devices. Your Chrome Enterprise Management tile is now unlocked. After verifying your domain, you now have access to Google Support. You can access support on the homepage of the Google Admin Console by clicking on the question mark in the top right or through the support icon on the bottom right. To learn more, visit the Google Chrome Help Center.
Now that you know how to start a Chrome Enterprise trial access, we will see together the device enrollment process. So here is how this process works. If you have a previously enrolled device, it's necessary to wipe this one before a new enrollment. But If it's a white device or a brand new, it needs to be updated to the latest Chrome OS version via an USB stick or via the network. Then, you will need to press Ctrl plus Alt plus E once on the login screen and enroll it with a username and password associated with your domain. If it enrolls successfully, validate that policies are working correctly as you have configured them in the console and provide the devices to your users. If it's unsuccessful, rewipe the device and try again. For a successful Chrome deployment, ensure that the following are in place. Internet connectivity. It's not possible to enroll your Chromebook without internet access. To enroll the device, a user account from your domain is mandatory. This account doesn't have to be administrator, but you can create a new specifically for enrolling devices and use this login for that purpose only. This can be given to partners to help in enrolling your devices as well. The domain name that the devices are being enrolled in. About enrollment time, count between 1 and 18 minutes per device to be enrolled. And finally, USB flash drive or auto-update via the network, depending on your bandwidth restriction. About device updates. There are 3 different ways to update a device to the latest Chrome OS version. The first one is to use a USB recovery drive. You need to use an app called Chromebook Recovery Utility, available from the Chrome Web Store. This helps to update multiple devices without using too much bandwidth. The next one is to update the devices via the network during the initial enrollment. Each device will download the latest Chrome OS version and install it. Note that this method can require an extra reboot before enrollment. And to avoid too much workload on your network, a web caching appliance can be used to deliver updates, for instance. For a device reset, press Escape plus Refresh plus Power. You will have another screen, and you will need to press Ctrl plus D, then Enter, to turn OS verification off. You will see a red exclamation point displayed, and when you have the OS verification is off message displayed, just press Space, then Enter to turn it back on. Now, let's see how to enroll a Chromebook on video.
You can enroll devices quickly. Let's walk through the steps to enroll your Chrome devices. Since Chrome OS is a cloud-native operating system, all you need is an internet connection to Enterprise enroll your device. Simply connect to a wireless network and off you go. Once you're connected, Chrome OS will check and apply the latest security patches and operating system updates in the background. When the Enterprise updates are completed, start the sign-in process. To Enterprise enroll your device, select More Options at the sign-in screen and choose Enterprise Enrollment. You can also press Ctrl-Alt-E to get to the enrollment screen. Log in with your admin account or a user account with enrollment permissions. And in a matter of seconds, your device is now Enterprise enrolled, unlocking Chrome Enterprise policies and management capabilities. You now have a managed device. The user is ready to sign in. You're all set. If you want to double-check that your Chrome device was enrolled, you should see the count increase in our Chrome devices tile. To learn more, visit the Google Chrome Help Center.
After an enterprise enrollment, here is the way to check that the policy is applied correctly. From the device, you just need to open your Chrome browser and navigating to Chrome://policy to display applied device and user policies. You can directly check the status. As you can see, it's a good idea to configure your management policies around the same time, if not before you enroll the devices. If it's the case, you know when they are enrolled and if policies were pushed correctly. Now, let's talk about Zero Touch. Zero Touch is a new process that allows Chrome customers to have Chrome OS devices to be dropshipped and enrolled into their admin console. This, without ever having to touch the physical device and little to no input from the end user. We will look at what the end user process looks like a little bit later. Now, let's talk about key elements to enable Zero Touch enrollment. The first piece that you need is a device that has been manufactured with an attested device ID, which is stored on the Titan C chip. This ID cannot be done outside of the factory, and that affords Google the ability to guarantee the device's identity in a secure manner. Google is working with the OEMs to enable new and existing devices, and while the manufacturers can choose the ID, most will be the serial number of the device. The second piece of information needed to make zero-touch work is the pre-provisioning token from the customer. This token is an alphanumeric string that the customer can request in their admin console and is associated with an OU and not a device. This token is simply the instruction that a device will be assigned to this particular OU for a particular customer. Customers may also choose to revoke tokens at any time or reuse it if necessary. Only approved partners will have access to the necessary API needed for pre-provisioning. Customers will not be able to do this step. As an approved partner, you will need to collect the following: from the device, the model and the attested device ID, from the customer, the token, and the domain name. Once a partner has the necessary information, they can send this information to Google using the pre-provisioning API. The token and domain will then be submitted for validation independently of the pre-provisioning request. Also to note, use of this API is free for partners, but they can build out a revenue model if they want. Once the device has been pre-provisioned, the customers will be able to see the device in the device list in their admin console, and can then move it between OUs or deprovision if needed. The last step of the zero-touch process is when the end user first connects the device to internet. Once the device reaches out to Google servers, it will be identified and begin the auto-enrollment process. Let's take a look at what the process looks like for the end user now. Once the device is booted up, it will go to the standard welcome screen. The user will press next and then connect the device to a network. And they will then be presented with the terms of service screen. Once they agree, in the background and not visible to the user, the Chrome OS device will check for a first aid enrollment first, then check for a packaged license, then lastly check for zero-touch. Once the device sees the zero-touch instruction, it will begin the auto-enrollment process, and then, once complete, the end user simply needs to press next, then log in with the user credential. So as you can see, this process is super easy and requires very little input and no technical knowledge from the end user. Now, let's see more about zero-touch on video.
In this video, we'll explain how to use zero-touch enrollment for Chrome OS devices, which is an alternative to manual enrollment of devices. With zero-touch enrollment, an approved pre-provisioning partner, such as select device manufacturers, distributors, or resellers, sends instructions to Google to automatically enroll a compatible Chrome OS device into a customer's domain after that device is turned on and connected to the internet. Zero-touch enrollment requires three things: a zero-touch enrollment capable device, a pre-provisioning token from the Google Admin Console, and a pre-provisioning partner who offers zero-touch enrollment service. Let's begin by creating a pre-provisioning token. From the Google Admin Console, click on Devices. Then select the Chrome Devices tile. Now choose the OU that you want to pre-provision devices into. You can create a pre-provisioning token for each one of your organizational units, which lets you choose where devices get enrolled once they go through zero-touch enrollment. For example, if you want some devices to be enrolled into the enrollment organizational unit, you can create separate pre-provisioning tokens for each of these units. Note that a pre-provisioning token can be used on multiple devices and orders until the token is revoked. To create the token, select the organizational unit you want to create a token for. Click on the yellow Pre-Provisioning Token button in the bottom corner. You'll see that a pre-provisioning token has not been generated for this OU. Select Generate Token. A 30-character token has now been created. Now that you have created your pre-provisioning token, you have three options. First, you can copy the pre-provisioning token to the clipboard. This is useful if you need to email it to a reseller account manager or a deployment partner. Second, if you just want to stop using this token, for example, when you change partners and you no longer want some partners to have access to this token to be able to enroll devices, you can revoke it and regenerate it. Third, you can revoke your token. If you no longer need a pre-provisioning token for this organizational unit, simply revoke it. The Generate Token button only appears the first time when a pre-provisioning token is not present for an organizational unit. Once that pre-provisioning token and domain name are sent to the pre-provisioning partner, they will send that information, along with the device information, to Google through an API. Once received, devices in your admin console will now show a new status called pre-provisioned. Previously, we offered devices in provisioned, deprovisioned, disabled, or suspended statuses, matching all the different actions that you can take on your domain. Now, all the devices that a partner has pre-provisioned for your domain will show in these organizational units as pre-provisioned status. To learn more, visit the Google Chrome Help Center.
We come to the end of this part, so if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Thank you.